everyone, welcome back to Measuremix. Today I'm going to be making some Dollar Tree Farmhouse Christmas DIYs, and I'm going to be testing out my new Cricut machine. Now, if you didn't know already, my husband bought me a Cricut for my birthday a few days ago, and I'm so happy that he did because that's all I did yesterday was test it out, watch YouTube tutorials, and make this video for you guys. So I hope you enjoy it. And if you don't have a Cricut machine, don't feel left out because throughout this video I did give you some other options to use. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'd love to have you stick around by hitting that subscribe button, and don't forget to ring that notification bell so you don't miss out on any new videos. Also, make sure to follow me on these other social media platforms so that way you can see more behind the scenes and extras. All right, let's get started. For this first DIY, I'm going to be using two of these buffalo check storage boxes from Dollar Tree. One of them I'm just going to place the bottom insert into and leave as is. The other one, I'm going to take that and I'm going to place it over the other box so that way it's going to be a lid. Now I'm going to cut it to make it shorter so that it actually looks like a lid, but it fits perfectly for this. So what I'm doing now is I'm taking a piece of chalk and I'm showing you here that like the two buffalo check patterns that go horizontal across the box, that's like perfect spacing for the lid. So I just went ahead and took a straight edge and marked all the way around the box so that way I would know where to cut. Now what I'm going to do is go ahead and collapse the box, making sure that the bottom of the box is sticking out. So that way when I cut this box, I don't cut the bottom of the box off because I need that. So I'm just going to make two slits after I collapse it on each side of the box where I marked those lines, because everything should line up after you mark the lines, and this will make it easier to cut and follow all the way around the box. So then I just went ahead and cut around those lines and cut it out. Now I have my lid shape, so I am left with some cardboard in between some fabric that I need to secure down. So what I did was take the insert from the box and go ahead and place it in the lid so that way it would pull the fabric and make sure it was straight when I went to hot glue the fabric to the cardboard. So I did that all the way around the box so that way I made sure that the fabric was attached to the cardboard and the cardboard wouldn't fall out when I turned the lid over. Now this next step I messed up on. I actually went ahead and hot glued the insert inside the lid of the box, which you'll see later on me removing that because I'm going to put an iron-on decal on the lid and I need this lid to collapse. So if you are going to do that, then I would definitely skip this step right now and hot glue the insert later on after you're done with the iron-on. Alright, so for the iron-on transfer, I'm going to use these sheets by Avery to do the transfer. Now, I couldn't find the Cricut ones, so I looked up and they say that these sheets by Avery are compatible with these types of machines. So it did work out for me. I think there's a couple differences though between the Avery sheets and the ones that you actually are supposed to use for the Cricut. I didn't have to mirror my image, and then also I had to use transfer tape to transfer the image to the item I wanted to transfer it onto. So I think that's the only difference. I'm not sure because I've never used the other product before, so let me know down in the comments below if you have and where you purchase your items for your Cricut, because I would love to know if it's like at Joann's, Michael's, online, where you guys purchase to buy your Cricut supplies. Also, another little note about these Avery sheets, they are printable transfers as well, so you can print on an inkjet printer your transfer instead of using the Cricut this way. Alright, so now it's time to transfer my image to my lid here, and like I said, this is where I ran into a little bit of a problem because I couldn't collapse
my lid because it was I already had glued it down. So I went ahead and undid that, and you'll see me struggle with that here in a minute. But when you are ironing on to this fabric, make sure you're using a piece of parchment paper and that your iron does not touch this fabric because it is very thin and will peel up. And also make sure your iron is on very low heat when you transfer your image. The last thing I need to do is take some twine and hot glue that around the edges of the inside of the box where I had cut it at, just to give it more of a finished look. And that was it. I think these boxes turned out so cute. They would be perfect to give as personalized gifts to friends, family, coworkers, or your kids on Christmas Eve, or just set them underneath the Christmas tree for some Christmas decor. Okay, this next DIY, I'm going to be using one of these chalkboard signs from Dollar Tree, and it's not really a DIY, I'm just showing you how I made some decals for it. I thought it would be cute if I made it into a Christmas countdown calendar. So what I did was I went into the little Cricut app, I don't know what you call it, and I just did the numbers 1 through 25, and I changed the font to a font that I liked. And this actually was a little bit more challenging than I thought it would be to line up all of these numbers. So the chalkboard is 6 inches by 8 inches. So I need my numbers to be 6 inches wide, and then I need it to go down 8 inches because I'm going to make my chalkboard long ways. So on this little program here, you have your measurements, which is really nice, but when I got down to the double digits, I ran into an issue. You can see here where it got really big at the end into the 20s. So I had to play around with the font size and move things around. I ungrouped the numbers so that way they were easier to move, and then just switch the font sizes around. It actually took me a long time to figure out how to do this. So if you guys have any tips or tricks of a different way I could have done this, that would be great. So anyways, I played around with it. I finally got it to work out pretty well. It took, like I said, it took a long time, and I still, at the end of it, and you'll see, I ended up having some overhang, but after working on it for so long, I was okay with that. And then I also spelled out Christmas Countdown in some script font and connected those script fonts together. I watched a bunch of YouTube tutorials on how to do this and ungroup things, and then put them all back together. So after I got it the way I liked it, I welded it together and then I printed it out on my Cricut. Now, if you didn't have a Cricut, you could definitely use some stencils, some small stencils, and paint on your chalkboard. Or you could use these smaller letter and number stencils from Dollar Tree and do it that way. Now I'm just using my transfer tape to pull up the decals so that I can transfer them to the chalkboard. I do think that the font that I used was a little bit too thin because it was hard to get off of the paper without ruining some of the numbers and letters. I did end up ruining the 1, 5, and a 2, so I had to print those out individually and add those onto the chalkboard after I added this whole piece on. And like I said, you can see there's a little bit of overhang on the right hand side from where it just didn't line up perfectly. So I still think this turned out really cute and is such a simple little Christmas countdown farmhouse sign to add to my decor.
much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed this video. It was so much fun to test out my Cricut machine and make these Dollar Tree DIYs. And if you have any other tips or ideas or anything else for me about the Cricut, let me know down in the comments below. Let me know if you have a Cricut or Silhouette and how much you like it and what projects you do on it as well. Give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, ring that bell, and share this video with someone you know. And I will see you guys next time. Take care. Bye-bye.